Hi, I'm Tye Bourdony, and I'm here with Dana Garnett, and we are at TAM 2022, which is the Texas Association of Mediators, and we're at their annual conference, the first since the pandemic to be in person.
That is
right.
Mm-hmm.
And Dana, you were one of the presenters today, right? And so thank you for coming to join us here at the Instant Mediations, area. And I sat in on your the panel that you presented at today. I was really impressed and I really enjoyed it. Tell us what your panel was and a little bit about mindfulness.
Sure, absolutely. And thank you very much for taking the time to have me here. Yes, I spoke on the topic of mediation or mediator mindfulness in ethical situations. And it was about how as mediators, it's so critically important that we are present for parties to a mediation. They've got conflict going on in their lives, and there's a situation they're trying to resolve, and we are supposed to be there as the process guide, not as advisor, not the fixer of the situation. However, based on my own experience from PTSD, from a life crisis, I came to realize that until I had cleared several what I would call triggers from past experiences in my own life, I really wasn't able to be truly present for the parties without, being able to detach myself emotionally from what's going on with them. So eventually, when I became cleared of these things, if you will, and I processed this through, I felt a freedom that not only gave me a whole new lease on life, freeing me from my past, it allowed me to be present in other people's situations, no matter what's happening with them. And even if it's something that was similar to my own life experience, I'm able to detach myself emotionally, but still remain engaged. And it puts me in a greater place to listen and hear what's going on with them. And I become that better, more effective process guide in helping them reach their resolution.
Right. It reminds me of correct, and you stop me and you correct me if I'm wrong, but it reminds me of when Bruce Lee speaks of being like water.
Yes.
Because, for instance, when I first started mediating, I had my director would come to me and say, Tye, this is the case, and they'd give me all the pleadings, and they say, this is what's happening and this is what you need to do. And that was wrong. You shouldn't come into it with preconceptions, because then you are doing the thing that you're saying don't do. Whereas if we're empty, if we're letting everything, we're just being there. When you say present, right? It's in the moment as you're mediating with them, and you're letting the mediation and what they need and what they're going through and where they are at that moment help them figure out the best course, kind of thing. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, all of this, and you're absolutely right. We should not have any preconceived notion about what's going to happen.
Right.
But this concept of mindfulness, I first learned about it when I was living in Bangkok, Thailand. I spent 7 years there, and I learned it from various trainings from Eastern philosophical gurus, if you will. And what I learned, there's a beautiful expression in the Thai language that is mai pen rai, which means no worries. And essentially that means we cannot change the past. And we cannot control the future. So what is really the best thing for us to do is just to be present in the moment. And the more we release whatever our past has been, and we let go of trying to control what's to come, the option is just to be present, and from there we pave our way through life so much more easily. And things just happen more naturally, and we're not so worked up all the time about what's happened or what's going to happen. And we have to do the same thing in the mediation space.
Right.
Being present and not judging those people for their past or trying to guess what's going to happen to them next. It's not our place. We won't see them again.
That's right.
So it's our responsibility to take care of ourselves first, so we can be there for them and guide them to their best resolution.
Yes, I love that. And I have to admit, so when we were in your panel, and you were presenting, and you did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
You were talking about triggers.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, oh my gosh, she can see me, because all I know is in that moment, I started feeling one of my triggers, and I was like, okay, don't cry, don't, but it was kind of cathartic, to be quite honest with you. And I said, I've got to go say hi, and I've got to say thank you. It was really a great presentation, I must say, and I love everything that you're saying. Great job. And so you are a mediator as well,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about your practice and where you're based on.
Absolutely. And before I do, Tye, thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm glad if you found some benefit from the talk. And when I'm mediating cases, they're often civil or divorce or family law cases. But when I'm not in the mediation space, I am passionate about helping family business owners and family business partners who are in serious conflict, and such that it's threatening the business, it's threatening the relationship, it's costing an extortionate amount of money. Perhaps there's a legal case pending or something. And so I help them to work through what they may think is an insurmountable impasse, but it really is possible to clear it and allow them to help save their business, save serious time and money on not having to get into a legal battle or resolving one that may have already been a legal battle, and help save their relationship.
Right.
So that's what I love to do outside of mediation.
That's wonderful. And you're based out?
Yes, I'm based in Dallas, Texas. My business is called Mindful Strategy. The mindful piece is from having lived in Thailand. The strategy is from being a CPA in Big 8 accounting, Coca-Cola internationally for years in the corporate world. And you can find me at mindfulstrategy.com,
right.
www.mindfulstrategy.com. And it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And I want to add something else. You say you have a background CPA, so when you're doing family mediations, that must come in handy when we're talking equitable distribution, marital settlement.
Yes, I have a knowledge around how businesses work and therefore finances. However, because of CPA ethics, I no longer practice as an accountant. In fact, I haven't since I left the Big 8 accounting world years ago. So I'm very clear, if people do find out I'm a CPA, I let them know I'm not an attorney. Even if I was, I couldn't give legal advice. Right. I am bound by ethics to not give any financial advice. Even as a mediator, I shouldn't do that, but especially as a CPA. And even when I work with family businesses, I'm not there to audit the operation anymore. Right. I'm auditing the family business dynamics.
I love that.
So I can step into the business and figure out pretty quickly what's going on because of my business background or my finance background.
And there's the strength. Right?
Yes. There is a value added there because I can grasp pretty quickly what's going on business-wise.
An added dynamic.
Yeah, exactly. Because if the business fails, sadly, the wherewithal for the family is in jeopardy. So there's a lot at stake, and that's why I love to support family businesses, because they're the backbone of our economy.
I love that. And I also love, and then I'll let you get on with your convention experience after this, but by the time we see folks in family mediation, sometimes it's a little too late.
Yeah.
But your focus is you don't want it to be too late, right?
Right.
And I think that's wonderful as well. There's not enough of that in what we do. So great job.
Thank you very much. In fact, I'll be launching soon my new online program, which is Resolving Family Business Conflict, specifically designed for family business partners to resolve something as quickly as possible and get back to the joy of being in their business and giving their family peace. Getting past all the things that are blocking them enjoying it. Yes, absolutely. Best of luck with that. I love it. Thank you. Great presentation today. Thank you very much. They were lucky to get you. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody.